Hey, welcome to another episode of Sweaty Comic Book Nerds. I'm Jon Schnepp. Sitting across from me is ComicBookGirl19.
Hi, guys.
And today we are going to talk about the true American hero, Captain America, and talk about some adventures that you might not know about, some comic books that are available that you should be reading and have that knowledge. ComicBookGirl19, what's your favorite Captain America comic?
Well, I feel like the Winter Soldier movie just came out, so a really great comic to read if you're interested is Captain America, the Winter Soldier by Brubaker, and then Steve Epting's doing the artwork for that. And yeah, it's even darker than the movie is, and it goes back to their World War II roots and the fact that Bucky was the wet works guy who was like killing fools because Captain America didn't want to, dirty his hands and all that sort of stuff. So you see all this really cool backstory of Bucky and Captain America and why he turned into the Winter Soldier and how all that sort of stuff happened. So I highly recommend this one. This one's really good. Brubaker has a great run on Captain America.
Yeah, he's a great writer just in general, but man, did he knock it out of the park. He really brought so much amazing storytelling to Captain America, and all the characters that we've known from the past are amazingly well rendered, and amazingly rendered by Steve Epting, an artist that when he first started out I wasn't the biggest fan of. He was like emulating a lot of different artists. He fell in, like you said earlier, what did he do? He
pivoted.
He totally pivoted. He pivoted at a certain point and came into his own style, which is always great to see when artists, they're always like, hey, I came off this artist and this artist, and then they get their own style. And he just killed it. I love his art in all of the Captain Americas that Brubaker wrote.
Well, that's such a fun part about comics that a lot of people who don't read comics don't realize is seeing an artist get better and have these breakthroughs and have new styles and where they go through the years. That's such a fun aspect of comic books.
It is, and it's like you'll hear people say, oh, that run or this run. What they're talking about is a run of issues that a writer or an artist actually went through. So when we talk about the Brubaker run, we're talking about this period of time when he was rocking on Captain America, consecutive issues. If you're reading month by month, you're like, I can't wait to get that next issue. And now we all have these amazing issues all collected into trade paperbacks or hardcovers, so it makes it easier for you to actually be able to enjoy the entire story. For me, one of my favorite all-time runs of Captain America is from the guy who created Captain America, Jack Kirby. It was in the late 80s, he did this run, which he came back to Marvel, and he came back on the Captain America tip, doing Captain America and the Falcon, these crazy cosmic stories, introducing Arnim Zola, introducing just insane kind of like that fun, like Captain America's fighting a vampire? What the hell, It's really fun, and it's Kirby at his best. He just has so much fun. His dynamism, his composition, it's everything that you love about Jack Kirby with a character that he created back in the 40s, rocking it 80s style. So if you never got a chance to check out the Jack Kirby 80s version of Captain America, I highly recommend it. It's really fun. It's not in the, it's not in the cinematic Marvel style. It's a lot more loose and fancy-free and fun, but really the imagination is set loose.
Another one that's not quite so fun, and this is another Brubaker one, is The Death of Captain America.
Right.
And I feel like that's another important one to kind of be on the up and up on right now because they've announced that they're doing Civil War in the Captain America movie. And so this one is all about kind of what happens after Civil War and when, spoiler, Captain America is killed, but that happens in like halfway through the first issue. And really it's all about the, what he meant and the ramifications of his death and all these different people dealing with his death and like what he meant to them. It goes into Agent 13, Winter Soldier, Falcon is in this one a lot too. So this one's definitely a really great one to pick up.
Yeah, for sure, just to get your backbone history going. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Comic Book Girl 19, where can people find you? You
can find me on Twitter at CBGirl19, on Instagram at ComicBookGirl19, and on YouTube under ComicBookGirl19.
Awesome. Well, I'm Jon Schnepp. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sweaty Comic Book Nerds.
Woo!
I'll see you next time.
For more sweaty nerds, be sure to subscribe to theStream.tv.